Ooh, oh, shimmer me timbers, baby. Ooh. Hey, y'all. Happy New Year! We made it, y'all. We made it. Happy New Year. Hey, welcome to my channel. This is Real Reactions and Real Reviews by Shar. I'm Shar, your auntie of, don't pay attention to my nails. Your auntie of reactions and what is it? Recaps. I learned a new word, y'all. Thank you so much for coming back because I be recapping. I take notes. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. We are back with the MUMU review, honey. This is the MUMU review for Later Daters. That's on Netflix. Executive produced by Michelle Obama. And number 5. I'm a little late, but number 5. I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there. This episode is entitled DWAYNA Knows Best. I hope her name is, it might be DWAYNA. DWAYNA, anyway, she's the daughter. DAWTAH. That's what I call my baby girl. She knew best, baby. Now, I'm here to recap. Thank y'all. And the young gentleman, the guy who does reviews, thank you so much for you and your mom giving me that lovely compliment on my channel. Oh, let me rewind. Since you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Do y'all see something new in the background, boo? Ain't no lights. I was scared them damn lights were going to burn my neck. And I already got two fat necks back here. But anyway, don't forget to do that while you're here, okay? And thank y'all for coming. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. It took me a while to get here, but I'm almost there. Keep teetering back and forth like I'm playing double dutch with 800. People keep coming and people keep going, but that's okay. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just really happy to just share my perspective and my insight and my experience when it comes to the later daters. And you know, I've had some stories, and I might sprinkle a little bit here and there about my experiences like I've been doing before. But anyway, whew, what an episode, baby. What an episode. So let's get started. Now, remember, I break down each character according to who they are. I ain't trying to go back and forth and turning and going toward the storyline. I'm just knocking it down. This person, all of them. So the first person that I have on my list is Miss Suzanne. And so, you know, the last episode, he said, girl, you scared of me. She said, honey, I ain't scared of you. Yes, you is. You scared. And I think that he was trying to detect that she had like some type of fear in her. And he was right. She feels that Avery was moving a little bit too fast for her. She was like, I ain't ready for that. So Logan shows up, and this is like the next day, a few days later. Logan shows up to find out more and go deeper with her about her connection with the guys that she's dated. Oh, I forgot to say, got my handy dandy notebook. What is this? Girl, woo. Anyway, Suzanne tells Logan that Lisa picks her up after every date, and Logan was like, oh, okay. So, Suzanne, honey, girl with them pom-poms, girls. Suzanne, you still think you 20. With the big hair and the schoolgirl vibe, you still think that you're 20 years old. I have that feeling deep down in my gut, my shanana. I feel like you still think that you're 20. You hate that, boo. But anyway, Suzanne tells Logan that both men were cool, but they both got children, and she wasn't trying to do that. I mean, like Frank, a little bit too short for her. You know, Frank was real. He had a little lust vibe on him. And his kids are 16 and 18. And Avery, she liked him. He had a really good personality. Remember, she went with him to he went with her, to the Georgia Bulldogs game, because remember, he's Alabama man. And his child is 14. And she said those are like deal breakers for her. And Logan was like, child, what's the real tea? Because you ain't trying to hook up with nobody. He can't be perfect. You can't have this perfect list. Although your house is perfect, looks like it belongs in Cosmopolitan magazine, girl, you got some flaws. And what she tells Logan is that about the second day, she said that Avery was just too obnoxious for her. It's like, I think he left like an Alabama shirt there, and so they tossed it in the trash or somewhere. So Logan tells her that she feels that Suzanne creates these pet peeves because she doesn't want to move forward with anybody. Because Suzanne on the inside thinks that people in their 60s and 70s are rejects. And Logan was like, girl, you ain't no reject. You're a widow. You know, it just happened. You had planned to spend the rest of your life with your husband, but he died. So you can't think that way of yourself. You have to make sure that you feel better about who you are so you can move forward with love if that's what you really want. So she said, well, do you want to just, you know, continue to redate Avery or Paul? I mean, yeah, Avery. Yeah, Avery or Frank. Avery or Frank. And she's like, or do you want to try somebody else? So she's like, yeah, let me try somebody else. You know, Suzanne has some issues that I just ain't too comfortable with. You remember last time she did all that walking around and she put her shoes on the counter where you cook and, you know, eat and stuff. Her shoes that she had outside. This time she was brushing her teeth, you know, washing her face, had a little ponytail just bouncing. I told you, Susan thinks she's 20. Suzanne thinks she's 20. Y'all ready for bed? Huh? The little puppies. Hey, mama babies. Hey, y'all ready for bed? So she get this pure, beautiful, like a extra king size bed. She gets in bed on her phone. So Avery's texting her, hey, I'm ready to see you. She tells him, nah, boo, I need to slow this train down. You moving too fast. I need to put the brakes on this shit because you doing too much, boo. But them two little dogs and lay right beside her in the bed. I was like, hey, okay. I know y'all heard a dog outside. Wasn't mine. It's one of my neighbors. Anyway, no judgment. If you have a puppy that you let them sleep in the bed. Okay. Pam, you know Pam. Logan tells her that she needs to keep trying things with Paul. You know, Paul was the musician, but she's like, every time I try to reach out to Paul is traveling. He don't even want to, you know, be with me like that. She said, honey, I think he's more into himself than he is of me. So Pam puts on her go-go dress. That's another one who thinks she in her teens, honey. Pam puts on her go-go dress, honey, her go-go boots, and she heads out to the club. So Pam's third date is with Dwight. Now, Dwight is 70 years old, baby. Never been married. Got one child. And he's a tour director and an event planner. Now, they show, on every new date, they always show an older picture of each person. Whether it's the new person or the person that we've known during the whole show. Child. Now, he's 70. Dwight is 70. Why does it look like Dwight has the same black hair like he did when he was 30? I was like, Dwight. You know your hair ain't black like it was when you was, 40 years ago now. Dwight. He had a little bit of pink, little bit gray here and there. Dwight. Same glasses too, Dwight. Anyway, so she shows up. He gives her a handshake. She said he has a great smile. He's taller than me, which I like. He gave her flowers because the flowers was in a vase sitting on the table. So she didn't know. She said, I've been here many a times. I ain't never seen no flowers on the table. She didn't know they were for her, but he bought them for her. So she keeps saying he's a very, 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 very nice man. What does that mean? Huh, Pam? What that mean? Because, did I fail to tell you that Dwight is black? He's black. Okay. Pam is white. Okay, so Pam, now, she said, yeah, I've been here a long time ago when they had cougar night. You know what a cougar is? A cougar is an older lady who, likes younger men. I've had that. I had turned 50 and I had an experience with a mid-20-year-old. Anyway, mind your business. So he gives her a compliment that she was too young to be a cougar, and she was so much into telling her story about the cougar night, she just brushed it off. And so she tells him, yeah, some young chick had approached me that night and wanted me to let her be my puma. She's like, I ain't never tried nothing, but I was willing. I was like, wait a minute, Pat. Girl, you just met him. Don't scare Dwight off so soon. So he was like, oh, okay. So he said, Dwight tells us, I don't have a type of woman. I ain't got no shopping list. I just want to experience the person for who they are. And so he's from New York. And then they started talking about who got thrown out you know, at what age, and these kids are so spoiled, you know, stuff like that. Like your poverty is worse than mine and mine is worse than yours, that type of story. I was like, blah, blah, blah. So she said, well, Pam actually asked him a question. So tell me about yourself. What do you do? Are you retired? Do you work? He says, I am a business owner of ATL Tours. He made sure he spelled that out. He clearly bought advertising for that spot, in my opinion, because he mentioned it. He was very clear. So y'all, if you ever in ATL and you want a tour, please talk to Mr. Dwight. He's the Forrest Gump of tours. He does he does senior tours, city tours, history tours, Hollywood movie tours, all the tours you need. And he's finna do a girls' night out tour. So he's the Forrest Gump of all tours. Reach Mr. Dwight. He got you. So she's like, okay. He was like, if since you're doing senior tours, you can hook me up with a discount. That's what she tells him. And again, he gives her a compliment. Boo, you too young for a discount. No acknowledgement at all from Pam. Pam just Pam, she look, I want to work for you. He was like, huh? He said, work for me or work with me? Pam tells him that what he has is a gold mine, because she knows some 20-year-olds who live in Atlanta and they don't know where to go, what to do. So he said, we could do this. We could really do this. So I mentioned earlier about the girls' night out, and he thought it was a great idea. So maybe they might work together. They found that they had a lot in common. So they were able to about to leave, and he helps her with her coat. And she says, "Ooh, child, I can barely breathe. This spank shit is for the birds." Girl, Pam, don't I know it? You be sucked in. You can tell that she had on something because the back of her dress was a little bulky. Girl, I gotta tell you, she told him that this spank shit is for the birds. Side note, my auntie could have came up with that idea a long time ago before Spanx came. My auntie used to cut her stockings and cut the legs off, so because the top part, the control top, was best. My auntie could have definitely did that. I knew about Spanx years ago. Anyway, so she keeps repeating again that he's a very, 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 very sweet man. They exchange numbers and they give each other a hug. So I thought that was cute. I thought it was sweet. Who else do I want to talk about? Lori. Let's talk to Lori, because I want to keep Lori in here. Lori has Logan come by the house, and so Lori tells her about Ty, that he reminds her. No, she tells her daughter about Ty. She said, oh, he gives me Sidney Poitier vibes. And she said, he got a foot fetish. I told y'all last time, I said, Lori, you better get that money. If that man want to pay for your feet to get them done, manicure, he said, he got you. He gonna drop that money. She said, but I just don't like that white tee. That white tee he had in his profile picture, he showed up at the date, is just not good. But she says, so he asked to go out on her birthday weekend, but he never followed up, because she's trying to have this big birthday bash, and he never followed up. So she said, I ain't used to this dating shit. Lori, I feel you, hon. That's why I'm glad I ain't got to do it. Logan talks to her about Ty, and Lori tells her that she was open, and he texted her to make sure that she got home the night after the date, and that damn white t-shirt keeps throwing her off, and she wants someone who's authentic, and she don't want to have to build no man. I'm like, how in the world do you think that you have to build a man? And why you didn't tell Logan that you hooked up with him before and plenty of fish? You missed that part unless they edited it out. But you should have told Logan, like, girl, back less than 10 years ago, we was talking and he catfished me. He didn't show up, so you should have told her that. Then Logan wouldn't have wasted her time trying to sell Ty to you. So Logan gets to meet her kids. They're really cute kids. And so they say, okay, we're gonna put you what about your mom that you feel that's hard for men to date? And they said that they feel that if mama don't give people a chance. They believe the men who are into her won't say anything because of her personality. Remember, she's an ATL pretty much queen, and so she's a mouth like me. Unfortunately, I got a man who know how to handle this, but yeah, I get it. Look, the glasses, baby, the glasses. So they believe that the men are just a little bit too shy to talk to her about how they feel. So Logan was like, okay, we're going to put you on a timer. We're going to set it for 5 minutes, and we're going to sit here without you interrupting, Lori. Don't say shit. And I want to hear what your kids have to say about you. So a lot of them say, you know, whenever they try to talk to her, they interrupt. Or Kennedy, she's the daughter, said, I didn't really get to find my voice until I was in college because my mama always spoke for me. So when I tell you that Lori, baby, was squirreling in that chair, she wanted to say something so bad. She was like, these children making me look like a damn fool. But she said that was interesting because she had to sit there and listen. So Logan is challenging her to do the same. When you go out on this date or whatever you choose to do with the little crush that she got for Felton, she talked about Felton a little bit, you know, the beard, the silver fox dude with the brims and stuff. She's like, you know, go ahead and approach him. She's like, he gonna have to approach me. Like, girl, you keep saying he keep putting you in the friend zone. If you think that's the case, he ain't gonna say shit to you. You need to go ahead and make it happen. So she lit herself some candles, honey. Open up a bottle because I think he has his own wine. She opened up that. Want to do a FaceTime. Like, hey, Felton, how are you, boo? So she decided to invite him on a date, kind of, sort of like a sexy party date. Because, again, she's having her birthday party and she's inviting him to it. And Felton's like, nothing there. So anyway, I hate that for her. I hate that for her. Because earlier he had sent her a text. And he says, hey, babe, I miss you. And she says, can't wait to see you. And she give him the kissy lips. But I'm like, why are you acting like you don't want to talk to her on FaceTime, sir? But on text messages, miss you. Can't wait to see you. And you give her a whole bottle of wine. Lori was like, he better not be giving nobody else this bottle. I mean, like Logan was like, I don't just be thinking that, you know, he gonna give just a friend a whole bottle of wine. But the way he moving, I don't know. He might be. Felton, I don't know, Felton. Okay, so who's that? Oh, Nate or niece. Nate or niece. Nate. Let's get to Mr. Nate, because I don't think I had nobody else. Nate is gonna just deal with all his options. He meets this gorgeous woman. Her name is Michelle, baby. And Michelle is 55. She says she just wants someone in her age bracket that can last longer than 60 seconds. And she's divorced twice, 3 kids, and she's an actress. Sound like me, I only have 2. Side note, I was really feeling bad. I got another video of myself. Is it on this channel? It might be on my other channel. I've been divorced twice, and sometimes there used to be a stigma about it, but after I'm seeing these people on this show, it's the norm for us. You know, I'm 53. I'll be 54 this year, y'all. Damn. Phew. 53, when you're young, we got married in our 20s. You just did it because it was right. You wasn't ready, but you did it when it was right. You see how that turned out. And then the second marriage, you're like, what? What? Now, I'm in love. Don't know if I want to do the marriage thing again, but I'm definitely in love, honey. I ain't going through this no more. Anyway, back to Michelle and Nate. Gorgeous, baby. I think a lot of us like to shave our head because I went through this phase of just going through shaving my head on the side and owning our prowess. That's what I feel. She made me want to just put some braids up here, but I like my mohawk. But yeah, she is gorgeous. Titas, juicy, the cleats are shining bright, and when she shows up, he's like, "Ow, okay, you look good." And she's like, "Thank you." She had on this beautiful low cut flower dress, and when they was walking, honey, the thing in a boot was thangin', baby. Boom, 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 boom. It was wobble, 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 baby, wobble, baby. That thing was thangin', baby. It was thangin'. I think that was another thing, you know, because in the beginning, the first episode, Nate said he liked a little bit of this and a little bit of that. She had a lot of that and a lot of that. It really fit her nice, and she was cool as hell. So he gives her a hug. He eyes those curves. And he was like, oh, I think he kind of got a little bit intimidated by her a little bit, just a little bit, or he was just so overwhelmed with her beauty. He left the flowers in like another place because they were going to meet at a pool, like a poolside, something different. So he was getting back, I'll talk about him and Jackie later. But because this date was so good. So he went to get the flowers and he asked her to count to 30 and she did. And so came back. She's like, you forgot him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they had that like this little friendly banter with each other. So he gets back and so he gives her the flowers. And he was really, really impressed by Michelle. He was kind of lost for words when he saw her. Nate, so the waiter came out there and asked, what you like to drink. So Nate is not a drinker. She is. So she says, I'm not going to have a drink. She said, psych. I was going to tell the waiter, just because you're not drinking, that don't mean I will. That I'm not either. I'm still going to drink. Do that, Michelle. I had to do the same thing with my boo. For a long time, he didn't want to drink at all. I had to almost beg him to do it. Now he'll do a whole bottle. He don't lush though, but he do it anyway. So he don't drink. She asks, why is he single? He uses a line from Girls Trip, because I haven't found my match yet. Forget you, Nate. Yeah, you've been going on 4 dates and you haven't found your match yet. Whatever. Okay, so Michelle is from Chi-Town. She's an Army vet, and he tells her that he was in the Army for 10 years. She said she was in it for 4 as a food server. They get some guacamole, which is one of my favorite foods. He said, I ain't eating none of that. I don't like none of that. She said, it's good for you. You don't do things that are good for you? He says, I love a lot of stuff that's good for me. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I was finna say, because, I might be good for you, but if you say I'm not, then I might not be. They did a little, kidding here and there. I love that part. And so she was telling us that her first impression of him, she said, damn, I must be overdressed because he's sitting here with sneakers. Shit, I should have wore some sneakers because she had on heels. She was really, really nice dressed for the date. And of course, Nate tells her the same story that we all heard about him jumping out of planes and shit and fucking up his back, because she asked him, excuse me, I do cuss a little bit. She asked him, do you dance? Do we dance? He was like, no. No? Why? Then he tells her about jumping out of planes. He could do a little 2-step. He might dip it, but if he dips it, he might not be able to come back up because it'd be dipped too much. And so, of course, he wants his famous selfie picture that he takes with all of his dates. Takes it, and so she took the picture. So he wanted to hide the glass because she still had her glass there, her martini glass that was there in the background. So he does his Omega sign, and they took a nice picture together. So as they were sitting at the pool, she Jones on his feet, meaning that she teases him about his crusty feet. I'm like, wait a minute, Mr. Perfect got bad feet? That's not good, Nate. I thought you was perfect, honey. Get somebody to do them toes, please. The producer asked Michelle, is there any potential? And she says, well, boo, it's just too soon to know. However, I would like to have a second date with Nate. He says, Michelle's number 1 on my list. She's number 1. So as they were leaving, she's like, I mean, you can't twerk. So she did a little twerk. I said, go ahead, Michelle. He was like, nah, brothers don't twerk. Brothers don't twerk. I said in my notes, I said, Nate missed a whole opportunity. He should have said, wait a minute. The twerk looks better on you than on me. Let me see you do that again. He was so busy trying to be cool and walk out the pool. I was like, Nate, you missed that, man. She was twerking for you, child. Hey, y'all, this is a quick insert. I forgot to talk about Jackie and Nate. The producer asked, why y'all ain't together? So Jackie was like, well, when I first met him, I just wanted to kick it with somebody. I just wanted to get laid. And he pretty much did too. And so she said, I got exactly that. But I think that as they grew older, they said that they weren't really interested in each other in that type of way. So they just felt like they got along better as brother and sister. I'm like, okay, tell me anything, okay? I mean, tell me, don't piss on my leg and tell me that it's raining, okay? But they do, it seemed like that the little teasing that they did do in that segment, it felt forced. The other segments, it felt like, they were just having a couple conversation. But it felt like to me that when they had to give an explanation as to why they weren't together, it felt forced. It felt like, well, no, we get along better as brother and sister. You know, she just shows up. According to Nate, that Jackie just tends to just show up out the blue, and don't tell him that she on her way. So I don't know about that. I don't know how well that's gonna roll if he does get with Michelle or Lisa. Yeah, Michelle, definitely Michelle. Michelle don't like she played that shit. Michelle don't play that. And Michelle is cute too. I'm not saying that nobody ain't cute. But there's levels. Okay, back to the review or the recap or whatever it is. Hopefully I can do this. And my last one, which was really, it was not as full, but it was so much yumminess. So DWAYNA, I want to hope I say that name right. She is asked to pick her mom's date for her. So the thing about this is that they're looking through the swipe dating app that they're using to find the dates. And so DWAYNA was like, no, not him, but this one right here, Mr. Shimber Me Timber, this one. So the mom was like, wait a minute, I can't see it. And DWAYNA's like, no, that's the daughter. No, you can't see it. So she shows us his picture. Child, gray beard, bald in the swimming pool, looking like he just want to eat you up, honey. I was like, okay. So I love that she said, I'm just going to call him Silver Fox. He's in the Silver Fox Club. If you know the Silver Foxes on TikTok, baby, they've been doing it for the last few years, and I follow it. I'm on there. I'm following them. So Anise opens the double doors and she's getting dressed, you know, for a date. Of course, Anise has body, got her bob wig. You know, she flips out the accessory, waist, body, and everything. So this is her 4th date. So, baby, we meet Willie. 55, divorced, twice. Hear that twice. Single for 7 years, 5 kids. I have somebody know that's for 5 kids, so don't judge. Depending on their age. And he's a government K-9 specialist. That means he got that. I can't do the T.S. Madison. He got that. So Anise shows up, and the first thing she's like, wow. Oh. I was like, they both was like, ooh. And the way that they hugged each other, it was like so magnetic. It was like he pulled her. He smelled good too. He was tall, baby, with that brim hat on and that beautiful silver beard. Ooh, daughter, you did good, boo. You did good. Hello, my name is Willie Cooper. You sure ain't Sweet Willie, huh? Y'all remember that from what's the name of the movie? Spike Lee movie. Do the Right Thing. Sweet Willie. That's who he looked like. She's like, oh, Mr. Cooper, okay. She was like, what do they call you? Big Willie? Or just Willie? He said, Big Willie. He's like, I'm just kidding. She tells us that as she was walking towards him, she felt a mighty rush. I was like, girl, what was the rush, baby? Was it in the nether regions? Or nether regions? Whatever it is. Was it there? Where was the rush, Anise? So he was like, wow. I mean, he was really, really taken aback by her beauty. So she asked, should they get to talk to each other? And he was like, we got a lot to talk about. I mean, he was grinning from ear to ear. She was too. And she was like, oh my God. She's like, where had he been all my life? You in Atlanta? I ain't never met you before. And he just takes a look at her and he's like, she is taking his breath away. He said, I got to regroup myself. And that's the end of the episode. Yeah, that's the end of the episode. So I thought to me, this is better than the last one. I know it's been like 2 weeks since y'all saw my last one, but this was better. And the question for today was, how did you learn about sex? So how did you learn about sex? Me, I learned about it because when I was little, my mama used to have like, I don't know if she got them from my auntie or who, but she used to have VCS tapes of like porn. So I would sneak and watch them. Or when I was little, when we used to have the channel TVs, and back then you could get HBO at night. That's when they would show everything. But you had to turn the knob like right in the middle to get like a very grainy looking scene. That's how I learned about it. And, you know, my mama would never tell me, though. She would just be like, just don't do it. She told me there's a kiss, like, and there's a kiss to go on. So that's how I learned about sex. And in my first marriage, man, I was so scared. I could not be with that, like, comfortably be with him, like, for like 5 years. I don't know how we had our kids. I don't know how. But that's how I first learned about sex. My mama really didn't want, she did her best. I was her first child, so she did her best to try to teach me as much as she could. But if she didn't know shit, I wasn't expecting her to know. But when I came to my daughter and my son, I made sure I told him. My son just, I hope he don't kill me, but he just lost his virginity like last year with his girlfriend. She was also a virgin too. And y'all, I'm sitting on this side, he's sitting on the couch. And he was like, Mom, we did it. And his girlfriend was like, oh no, you're not gonna tell her. He was like, I am. And I'm sitting there like, what? We did it, Mom. I was like, y'all had, I said, okay. Y'all, when I tell you, I wish that couch would have split in half along with the floor and swallowed me to the deepest, darkest parts of this earth. Because I see my 22-year-old baby as still being 9. I wanted to scream. When they left, my mom was still alive. Then I called and told her about how I felt. She cracked up at me. So y'all better not be laughing at me, because that's what I see my baby. That's my son. But yeah, he just told me they did it as an anniversary for Valentine's Day. They met each other around Valentine's, so that's what they decided to do on their year anniversary, was to give each other their own surprise. But we did talk to him. We talked to his sister. His sister had conversations with me. She'll be 29 this year, so she already was familiar. But again, you have to keep the communication open with your kids. You can't hide nothing from them. And now that kids got phones and shit, they can see stuff that you think they will never see. So yeah, talking about sex was interesting for me. My mama just did not talk to me about it. And she told me how much it was going to hurt. She never told me that the more you do it, the more better it gets. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for coming by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this channel. Please share, y'all. My goal is to definitely get to 1,000 subscribers at least by spring. So please, 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 please share this with people. I'm not too really focused on, I mean, I want growth, of course, but I want my videos to get into the right hands, like Michelle Obama. You want me to come up there? You want me to interview? Like, how did y'all, I want to question. I want to interview these people, because there's going to be some type of reunion or something. It might have already been. I'm probably late. Or when they have something next year, they can show my video, you know? So yeah, that's what I want. I want these videos to get into the right hands with the right producers of Netflix or somebody. Help me, girl, if y'all want to see a good show, look at Later Daters. So remember, I'm an actress, honey. I've been acting for now 14 years. So it's been fun. So I got a few more to go. Thank y'all for not telling me too much about what's going on in the episodes, because I like finding out. I don't like spoilers. So, but yeah, it was a great episode. So I will be back in my next video. I won't be gone so long this next time. I just had to take a break, honey. It was the holidays. My daughter was here in town. Spent some time with her. And then I just wanted to take a little bit break. But I thank you guys for definitely subscribing and commenting and giving me the views. You just don't know how much that means to me. And it's important that I know that my voice is heard. And my personality too, because I'm a little spitfire. All right, y'all have a good one. Whew, now I got to find out how I can edit this and add it on my channel. Ooh, this is a whole journey. Bye. You like my background?